January 6, 1995, the greater Pittsburgh area. At approximately 2:47 p.m., a man would walk into the Swissvale branch of the Mellon Bank. He would then hold up the teller with an automatic handgun while demanding money from the drawer. The robber then left with approximately $5,000, or around $10,000 adjusted for inflation. He would then proceed to make his way to the Fidelity Savings Bank in Brighton Heights, where he would commit another robbery using the same exact method. However, what was peculiar about this suspect was his method of disguise, or rather, his lack of it. He had opted not to wear any mask, and even at one point, he looked directly into the camera. On April 19, 1995, this image was shown during the Pittsburgh Crime Stoppers segment on the 11 o'clock news. The man would be identified as MacArthur Wheeler. Less than an hour after the broadcast, he would be arrested at his home. When shown pictures of his robbery, a shocked Wheeler would tell the detectives the iconic quote, "But I wore the juice. I wore the lemon juice." Of course, the detectives were quite confused by this, but Wheeler would clarify that someone told him that putting lemon juice on your face would make you invisible to surveillance cameras, similar to how lemon juice can be used as invisible ink. Apparently, when Wheeler heard this invisibility trick, he was initially quite skeptical. However, after coating his eyes and face with lemon juice to the point where he was having trouble seeing and had to squint, he snapped a Polaroid picture of himself, and to his delight, he was absent from the picture. It was only after conducting this homemade experiment did Wheeler have the confidence to commit the bank robberies. However, after hearing this, detectives would come up with a few possibilities to why he wasn't in the picture. Either the film was bad, he hadn't adjusted the lens correctly, or quite simply, while the lemon juice was burning his eyes, he couldn't hold the camera straight and had pointed away when he snapped the photo. Either way, despite Wheeler's rather amusing assumptions, Judge Gary Lancaster would not be impressed. He would sentence Wheeler to 24.5 years in federal prison. However, after hearing his story, social psychology professor David Dunning would become interested in this story. With the help of his student Justin Kruger, they would research something called the Dunning-Kruger effect. Basically, the effect is a bias in which people with limited competence in a particular domain overestimate their abilities. And when Dunning was describing Mr. Wheeler in particular, he had this to say: if Wheeler was too stupid to be a bank robber, perhaps he was also too stupid to know that he was too stupid to be a bank robber. That is, his stupidity protected him from an awareness of his own stupidity.